this video, we will take a train along the breathtaking Bernina Railway across eastern Switzerland and finish in one of the world's tiniest countries, exploring the Principality of Liechtenstein.
Good morning from Tirano, a little village/city in Italy on the border with Switzerland. And here is the Bernina Express, which is a tourist train. And we're gonna take that beautiful railroad all the way through Switzerland. But as you can see, at the front of the train suddenly switches to a normal train. Taking the tourist version is quite expensive. We need a reservation, whereas here, we also have huge windows and we don't pay anything extra. So that's great. Let's see if we can find a space. Actually, the perk of this one is we also have huge windows. And the window can open, so you have a better view without a reservation fee.
The train had taken us past the lake of Poschiavo with its beautiful turquoise water, and we then went through the equally beautiful Poschiavo Valley. Eventually, the train climbed through the amazing scenery towards our first stop with a glacier view, Alp Grün.
We arrived at Alp Grün. Here is a really nice view of this glacier. Honestly, the train journey so far has been my favorite. So the train is leaving again in 10 minutes, so we'll just have a look for the view and then continue. We will get up at another station to do a little bit of a hike. I really believe that this is a nicer way to do the Bernina Railway as compared to the tourist train that's behind us. It's also really crowded there, and here it's empty because
you can also open the window.
Even in second class, you can open the window, and even in second class, it's not that busy. We got an Interrail first class pass, so we can just sit here without any reservation.
The train reached the Bernina Pass, which, at 2,250 meters above sea level, is one of Europe's highest railways. After looking at even more turquoise water to admire, we soon had to get out of the train to look at the Morteratsch Glacier.
So we arrived at this little station called Morteratsch, and we should be able to do a 3-kilometer walk past the river there to go towards, you see in the background, like the mountain with the snow, the beginning of the glacier. So that should be exciting. Let's go. We hiked to the glacier behind and it was really beautiful. I really don't know what to tell you except for that it was really pretty and it's nice and cold here instead of being really warm. So we've arrived in the really picturesque village of Bergun, but actually it has a different name in the last official language of Switzerland, which is Romansh, which is only spoken in this tiny region here. And the Romansh name for this village, it's called Ravaun, I believe. On the train they announce everything in Romansh as well in this region. I'm quite happy to officially have been in all parts of Switzerland with a different language. So on the French side, we've been on the Italian side, on the German side, and finally on the Romansh side here in this beautiful place. We're gonna end this day not in Switzerland, but in Liechtenstein. More on that later.
After a final stroll through this charming village, we walked our way back up to the train station to take the train, then a bus, where we crossed an international border from Switzerland to Liechtenstein.
We've been here for around an hour maybe. This country is completely deserted. It feels like there's absolutely nothing happening here. It's a Tuesday evening, but it's 8 p.m, something like that.
Yeah.
You would expect at least some kind of livelihood. Yeah. Here's one car. I like it, the black number plate with the little sign of Liechtenstein. I wonder what we're gonna do here tomorrow. If there's nothing to do here, we'll probably leave pretty soon. But it's still fun to have seen a really teeny tiny country and explored it a little bit. Good morning from Vaduz, the capital of the Principality of Liechtenstein. So yesterday we were in Schaan, and we noticed that it's really not busy and there's no one on the streets. Here it's a little bit busier. It just feels like a small village because basically the whole of Liechtenstein has the population of a village. There's only like 40,000 people in the whole country. So of course the capital is not gonna be something that you would normally expect from a capital. Let's see what we can find in Liechtenstein. I just like the novelty of being in such a small country.
Art in a big empty room. Modern art, contemporary art, even some Picassos. Liechtenstein has it all.
So we just finished the Kunstmuseum Liechtenstein. Because it's a Wednesday, it's free, otherwise it's 15 francs. There's also not a single person basically there, except for people who work there. Even though it's free, it had a decent art collection, just very modern stuff.
Too modern.
A bit too modern for our tastes. I mean, it's something you can do in Liechtenstein.
Yeah.
At least. So now we walk just 70 meters to the Post Museum. You see, even and even the statue here. You have a statue here, and there is the Post Museum, which is actually free every day of the week. Let's have a look. That was the really tiny Post Museum. If you're into stamps, I'm sure it's very interesting. You could also buy like some stamps there. It was okay.
I honestly like this one better than the really modern.
The modern art museum, the Kunstmuseum. This is actually another museum that we're not going towards, but we're going to the National Parliament of Liechtenstein, which should be a beautiful building. I think it's there. This is not a capital where you have to do a lot of transportation because everything is just one street. You just walk and 1 minute from the other you are where you need to be. Also with the beautiful church. Yeah, I think that is the parliament actually. It's not far here. Nothing is far in this country. Here with the national flag, also the national flag right there. And the national parliament of the Principality of Liechtenstein.
It looks majestic.
Yeah, I mean it does look more like a municipal building, but this is the national parliament. Because it's such a small country, it's not that big, but yeah. Nice. Okay, this is quite funny. So I thought this is the parliament, but this is not the parliament. That's the parliament, and because on the maps I saw we're passing the parliament first, and then a little bit later we're passing the governmental building where the government is seated. I thought this is the parliament, but no, because it's so small here, the space between them is not that big. So actually that weird building there is the national parliament, which is, that flag is for the national parliament, and that flag is for the government. And it's interesting. We took a bus up this mountain, the one mountain in Liechtenstein. We have this amazing view of actually mostly Switzerland, but also a little bit of Liechtenstein. The bus actually continues to the other side of the mountain where there's one village, just one, but it doesn't seem to be too interesting. Mostly in winter it's nice because it's like a ski resort. But we decided to just go here, enjoy this view. Plus there's basically no people. Look, we have this bench for ourselves. Actually that river is the border between Liechtenstein on the left and Switzerland on the right. It's very peaceful here.
As you can see, Liechtenstein is beautiful. However, we left Liechtenstein and went to Bregenz in Austria. Why?
There was honestly not that much to see in Liechtenstein.
There we could admire the allegedly narrowest house in Europe.
The smallest house in Europe.
The narrowest, not the smallest, but anyways, Bregenz was nice. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate it if you leave a like and a comment and subscribe for more travel videos. See you in the next video.